What's up, guys? Hope you are having a great day. For today's video, I want to talk about the Boston Celtics and what the hell is going on with them. So let's get into them. So obviously the Boston Celtics have been up and down the past couple months. They're below 500 for the first time in a while. They're 20-21, I believe, or 20-22, something like that. So obviously they're led by their main two guys, Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, and then Kemba Walker should be there, but he's been battling a lot of injuries. He's been in and out of the lineup, so they haven't really had a consistent lineup there. And Tristan Thompson, coming over from Cleveland, has been injured a lot for the Boston Celtics as well. So they haven't really been 100% the whole year, but that shouldn't be an excuse to how bad they are doing, how pathetic they are right now. So as the Boston Celtics, their franchise is historic for being great, and this year they have the players that they can take their franchise to the next level. They're just not getting it done. I don't know if it's the coaches, I don't know if it's the players, but at the same time, you can't really put it on the coaches because there's only so much that the coaches can do for a basketball team. The coaches can't go out there and shoot. The coaches can't go out there and pass. The only thing they can do is they can change the lineups, they can do this and that, but that's pretty much all they can do. They can't really do too much. It's up to the players if they want to win or lose. And the Boston Celtics are the worst team in fourth quarter differential. They are the worst in the league. They're not clutch at all. They lose all these games when it comes down to the wire. And in the fourth quarter, a lot of them aren't even close. So they definitely have to fix that. But their main thing that they need to do is be healthy. They need to get their team back to full strength. They need to get back to playing well because they need to play great defense as well as great offense because their defense is terrible. And not to mention, they just traded their best defender, arguably their best defender, Daniel Tice. Like, why would you trade him if you're trying to make your defense good? You need great defenses to win, and if you go and trade your best defenders, you're not going to go anywhere. You're not going to compete for anything if you trade everyone away that's good. So that's the problem I have with the Boston Celtics on that standpoint. As well as this, they need to win the games that they should win. You know, they've been playing some games where some bad teams in the Western Conference, some below average teams in the East, and they're losing to them. Like, you've got to win the games that you have a percentage chance to win. You've got to win the games that you're given to have a chance of winning. Because when you go and play those heavy hitters like the Lakers, the Nets, even the Knicks now, when you go and play those teams, they're probably going to beat you. So you got to win the games that you need to win, and that's something that the Boston Celtics are not doing. Now, is it Danny Ainge's fault for putting a terrible team together? Maybe, because the Boston Celtics are 5 strong probably, and then the rest of the players they have are probably G Leaguers. You know, they don't really have a lot of backups. They don't really have good backups because they spent all their money and all their cap room on their star players that they have. And sometimes that's a big mistake because you need backups to play in the NBA. That's the main thing going on with the Celtics. They don't put in good lineups, and they don't get good players either in the draft or free agency. Something they need to do something coming up this summer to help improve their team, because if they don't, they might need to fire some coaches. They might need to get rid of some players and open the whole thing up, because this team should be way better than they are right now. And again, it goes back to the point where, you know, Jason Tatum can only do so much. He's the star of the team, him and Jaylen Brown, but they can only do so much. You know, if they score, say, 60 a night, maybe more, you still need more points from other people, and who's going to give you those consistent points? Because Kemba Walker's hurt a lot, Tristan Thompson's out, Marcus Smart, he could score, but he's been injured some, so they need to go back to that team that was in the Eastern Conference Finals. They need to go get some of those players or players like them and kind of duplicate that team. Because if you duplicate that team, you'll have a great chance of getting back to that level of competitiveness and competing for championships like they should in Boston. So that's my whole standpoint on the Boston Celtics. You know, they should be way better than they are right now. They're a below average team right now, led by below average GM, below average bench players. They need better all around, and the only way they're going to do that is either they didn't really trade for anyone, so they're going to have to wait till free agency, because I don't think they're going to go anywhere this year. They're not even going to win the first series in the playoffs. They might not even make the playoffs. So, I mean, they're an 8 seed right now. So, anyways, that's how I look at that standpoint of the Boston Celtics. They should be way better than they are right now. And if you're watching this and you're a Boston Celtics fan, I feel bad for you. I know y'all love your team a lot. Y'all are used to them being great. This year just isn't their year. They have a lot of things to improve on. So comment down below, what do you think the Boston Celtics should do to get better? Do you think they can make the playoffs? Do you think they can even win a series? Let me know. And other than that, be sure to like this video and subscribe. Peace.